In the age of the machine, every decade is defined by its engineering masterpieces. So join me on a journey through time as I experience the great machines that changed people's lives and shaped modern Britain. In the 1980s, the car was the star. In 1985, one British car found fame as a time machine in the blockbuster movie Back to the Future. The director, Robert Zemeckis, was after a car that would look like a UFO. The shiny, futuristic Delorean was just the job. It made its first leap through time in typical 80s fashion, by remote control.
As Doc said to Marty, if my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles an hour, you're gonna see some serious, stuff.
The movie was a huge hit. But ironically, this sci-fi icon had already been taken out of production. What on earth was going on? It all began with John Delorean, automotive wunderkind and vice president of America's General Motors. In 1973, he quit his high-paid job to pursue his dream. To design and produce a car of his own, a car that would be far ahead of its time. DeLorean set out to defy the conventions of automobile manufacture by making a unique-looking machine with the performance of a sports car for the price of a family saloon, and, this is the radical bit, to make a car that would last a lifetime. DeLorean called in Colin Chapman from the Lotus Formula One team to engineer the car, and in 1981, backed to the tune of £88 million by the British government, the DMC-12 went into production. It's pretty well known that things didn't go according to plan. DeLorean went bankrupt very publicly, and his car was widely slated. But what's been lost in the mists of time is whether the DMC was actually any good. I've come to a very special workshop hidden away in Kent to check out the engineering behind the icon. The vast majority of cars like this classic XJS use regular steel body panels. It's strong, it's cheap, pretty much ideal for mass-producing cars. But if you don't keep it in absolutely perfect condition, it rusts. So you either had to restore the car or go out and buy a new one. DeLorean wanted his cars to last a lifetime, so he used stainless steel instead. Yes, the DeLorean's striking coat is bare, rust-resistant metal. But you don't see many cars made of this stuff. Stainless steel isn't cheap. Neither were the impressive, now famous, gull-wing doors. The doors were intended to give the look of a bird in flight, all part of DeLorean's grand plans for a design that would make people stop and stare. But their steel torsion bars and hydraulic rams proved very expensive, and the cool doors also created a serious safety issue. DeLorean planned a one-piece moulded plastic body shell for his car. It seemed like a clever, cheap solution. But Colin Chapman from Lotus took one look at the designs and knew there was a problem. A plastic body with massive gaps for the doors just wouldn't be safe with a heavy rear-mounted V6 engine. So Chapman redesigned the DMC with a steel chassis. Simple solution, but not cheap. Despite spiraling costs, DeLorean's dream car went into production and was launched in January 1981. The commercial said, "Drive the DeLorean, live the dream today." You even received a letter from him outlining his hopes for your car. Handle well, be enormous fun to drive, last a lifetime. Well, let's see if it measures up, shall we? Critics called the DeLorean sluggish, with poor handling, which you wouldn't expect from a 2.8-litre V6. Yeah, I'll say this for it, it does go a bit. The problem was, DeLorean's target market was America, where road laws demanded catalytic converters which sapped 25% of the engine's power. And raised suspension, making it wallow around corners. Not great for a sports car. Thankfully, I'm enjoying an unmodified UK version. I'm left with the conclusion that maybe DeLorean almost achieved what he was trying to do in terms of the cost of a family saloon, the performance of a sports car, and a car that would last a lifetime. To stay afloat, DeLorean needed to sell 10,000 cars a year, but didn't come close. A mixture of over-ambition, market misjudgment, and Lotus re-engineering doubled the price to £12,000, or $25,000 for the American market, and it simply wasn't a $25,000 sports car. After less than 2 years in production, with only 9,000 cars in existence, and DeLorean embroiled in scandal, the company went bankrupt. DeLorean did, however, achieve his dream of a car that would last a lifetime. 3 decades into the future, this one's still shining. A great sci-fi icon, but a commercial failure. At least the DMC-12 had shown there was huge potential to shake up industry with new ideas and new technology. And the British government had shown that it was willing to try new ways of doing business.